live one-on-one conversation. 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comings with the it factor. It's the Jazzie K. Ward coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Welcome to another edition of Artist Talk. I'm your host, Jazzie K. Ward, and I'm so happy to be here with you all. I'm always anticipate each and every Monday seeing you right here on Artist Talk. I see people coming in the room. We have another exciting show for you tonight. But before we get started, don't forget to go over to my YouTube channel, which is K Ward Radio. Make sure you subscribe to that. My website is kwardradio.com. And if you don't do any of that, shame on you. Right. So shame on you. Also, if you don't know our two special guests tonight, Charles Thompson, who's a recording artist, a musician, he's a vocalist, he's a producer, he's an arranger, he's a songwriter. And our second guest is none other than Wade C. Long, So Electrifying. That's the title of one of his songs that I also like, who's also a recording artist. He's also a producer as well. And I'm so excited to have a conversation with him. Dr. G is in the house with us, of course, each and every Monday with the Mind, Body, and Soul, a health tip. So you know what? Let's go ahead and kick off Artist Talk right now.
Live from WKRW, welcome to Artist Talk, a live one-on-one conversation with your host, the man with the golden voice, Jazzie K. Ward.
Welcome back to the show, y'all. What's going on? I see people coming in the room. Hey, Judy. Hey, my bestie is here. The owner B, aka Nicole. What's up, Trevor? We got Colleen, Barbara, so many other people. I'm sorry. If I miss your name, it's not purposely, y'all. I promise you. I see each and every one of you. Thank you so much for coming to this show. Thank you so much, Chef D is also here. Before we start the show, I have to bring my girl in, Dr. G, to see how her weekend went and see how other things went. So can we bring Dr. G?
About to say, ooh. I said, "Ooh, I'm electrifying," but you said about the song. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, so are you, Dr.
Okay,
G.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Okay.
So, how's it going? I want to say to your producer, Chef D, happy belated birthday. We celebrate all month, and if you did not know it was Chef D's birthday, shame on you.
Shame on you. That's right. So, how was your weekend?
Too short as always, but you know, that's called life.
Okay.
I had a question that was posed to me over the weekend. Okay. And someone asked me, am I a real doctor? Should I have been offended by that?
No.
Now, you know me, because you know I always got a smart ass answer. So I said, no, I'm not. I just play one on TV.
I love it, Dr.
As opposed to a fake doctor. So if I'm a fake doctor, then I'm not a doctor. So
Dr. G is the real thing, y'all.
I just play one on TV. So that's, you know.
I love it. So Dr. G, have you ever heard of our two guests tonight?
I have. And I started hearing that little music in the back. I was like, listen, you guys keep me on my toes down. Before I was a little slow with the little jazz. I was not quite, but I know they come on. I got to make sure I sign up because I do not want to be that shame on you person. Now, if they need a backup singer or a backup vocalist, you know, I'm always ready to go on tour. I'll grab my microphone in the back and I'm going to be right there.
I know you will. So Dr. G, you know, as always, each and every Monday, we anticipate you and our health tip because we need that for mental health and so many other things that we have going on. And I look forward to seeing you a little bit later in the show.
I'm tossing up a couple of ideas. I guess by the time I come back, I'll have one. Okay.
It's like a juggle, y'all. Juggle.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. We'll see you a little bit later, Dr. G.
See you soon.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Well, my first guest, Charles Thompson. He's a man who loves a variety of music. He's been performing for over 40 years. His music career has taken him to many stages abroad as well as local. Charles is a multi-talented musician, and he not only sings, but he also plays the drums, the piano, and the keyboards. So that will tell you why this man has that it factor. But let me show you, before we get started, let me show you just a little clip of our special guest tonight, Charles Thompson.
You're the center of my joy. All that's good and perfect, it comes from you. You're the heart of my contentment, hope for all that I do.
Okay, come on, Charles. Take us to church, okay? His musical journey branches from singing music by James Brown to singing music by Smokey Norfolk. Charles performs all the music he writes. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's welcome to Artist Talk, recording artist, musician, and producer, Charles Thompson. Happy Monday, my friend.
How you doing, Jazzie? Happy Monday to you as well. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. And again, I just want to say, by starting out the show, thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule for this long anticipated conversation to come on Artist Talk and have a conversation with me.
It's awesome. The timing is great.
Great. Okay. So, you know, when I wanted to open up that, I meant to ask you if I could open up with that first. And I said, well, you know what, with so much going on around this world today, we need a little bit, we need a lot more faith, right? We need that devotion, and we need that for our mind, body, and soul. And that's what your music does. And shame on me for not knowing you sooner.
It's okay, Jazzie. It's okay.
So, Charles, I'm going to start the show out with this segment I call The Real You. I typically ask around 3 questions, but, you know, I try to stay on time, right? My producer said, hey, I need you to stay on time. I want to be cognizant of your time. Also, and our other special guest who's also with us tonight. So these are just a couple of questions I want to ask you to learn a little bit more about Charles Thompson, who you are outside of your professional music career, okay? What's the most trouble you got in as a kid?
Wow. Now, you're not going to believe this, but I'm one of them people, and very rare, I have never been in any type of trouble. I was raised correctly, and I had some brothers and siblings and sisters, but to learn that from. But really, I have never been in any type of trouble. I've always been a person who just try to do what's right. And that's real.
I like that. I like that. I feel the same way. You know, I never really got in trouble. I don't think so. I don't think so. I like that answer, Charles. So, Charles, let me ask you though, what do you wish your current self could have told your 25-year-old self?
I said it again now.
What do you wish your current self today could have told your 25-year-old self?
Probably, let's see, something like that. Well, you know, like we talked off the air early, my thing is basically, I think everything's based on timing. So my 25-year self will probably be in the same time frame as I am now, which I'll be 69 in a few days in November the 8th. Okay. And so I've always been in with music and life. The most important thing about me is trying to spread love. So even at 25 into now, that's who I really am. I'm just a person who believes in just people loving one another. I believe in that.
Okay. I love that. I love that. I thank you so much for sharing that. And everybody, you'll see coming up on the stream tonight, go over to charlesthompsonmusic.com, which is his website. Purchase some music, download some music. And Charles, thank you so much for answering those questions for the Real You segment.
You're more than welcome, bro.
So just getting, into the show, learning a lot about you and a lot about your music. When we talk about jazz and music, period, why should people care about jazz music?
Jazz is a genre that goes so far back. And today it just has moved to another level. But believe it or not, even with all the titles, it's still called jazz.
It's still called jazz.
And even with my vibration, it is still called jazz.
It's still called jazz. Even in your, you sing gospel music too. In jazz and gospel as well? In all genres of music?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a new CD coming out. Matter of fact, November 11th, titled The Praise Project 2/Praise Him. Looking forward to that. And my music, anything that I write, is the song you played earlier, Center of My Joy. My music is centered with love, and God is definitely on top of that. I would never do anything derogatory, negative. It's all positive music.
I love that. So when we talk about music and we talk about, healing, even I just want to go back a little bit, even like during the pandemic time. How did the pandemic affect you or possibly even change you, Charles?
The last part you said, even what now?
How did the pandemic affect you or change you?
Well, believe it or not, Jazz, by me being retired, it really didn't affect me as much because, I don't have to move unless I need to move, per se, as far as working, per se. But for me, it was a positive thing in a sense. When I say it, as I explain it, I really wrote about 3 CDs, 3 full CDs in the pandemic.
Wow.
Okay, I wrote Smooth Jazz 1 as well as Smooth Jazz 2, and I wrote some other singer copies for my artist, Contour, which is happened to be my wife.
Wow, that's amazing. Did you learn anything different about yourself during that maybe downtime for a lot of us?
Well, I think, yeah, of course. Quiet time for me is something that I value. So that time when you couldn't really go out there or do that, it didn't really bother me as much because I enjoy really being at home as well as being out there. So I try to live a life as balanced as possible. I don't want to sound like I'm a perfect guy. No one is. But when you follow, I'm just going to say this, when you follow God, I got to come here like that. You learn how to maneuver in any type of situations. And for me, quiet time for me was a positive time for me. It was very positive for me.
Okay. I love that. I love that. And again, everyone, if you are just coming into the room, a special guest we're talking with is recording artist, musician, and producer Charles Thompson. And also our second guest coming up tonight is none other than keyboardist, producer, and recording artist Wade C. Long. So you don't want to miss that tonight. Also, Charles is also going to perform a song for us tonight. Also on the show is titled It's My Time. So you don't want to miss that as well. So going back a little bit, Charles, tell us, for those who are new to your music, how did your musical journey start for you?
Okay, I started way back in the day impersonating James Brown. But what I did, I took the word impersonate out, and I salute James Brown because there's only one James Brown. You know, you can't impersonate that. That's James Brown, is James Brown. So what I've done, I've learned his voice, I learned his footsteps, and I perfected to a point where, believe it or not, in Richmond, Virginia, they used to call me James Brown Jr. or either quote unquote Lil Charles. Those are not my nicknames. The street gave me those names. And I learned to perfect that, you know. So it comes from James Brown, and I tell people in one sentence, my music comes from James Brown to Jesus.
To Jesus. I love that. So who were, well, just before I ask you that, did you come from a musical family, a musical background?
Yes, my father played lead and rhythm guitar, and he also sung baritone, the same voice I have is gospel. So that's really where it comes from, because it was always quartet singing in my house, except I just came out doing James Brown.
Do you have a favorite James Brown song?
Really all of them, Jazzie. I do them all, but if I have to say, I would say probably I Feel Good, Get Up Off of That Thing, Cold Sweat, Soul Power. He's so many. I know them all.
You know them all. Yeah, I think that's one of my favorites. Get up off of that. Boom.
Yeah. I think you feel better.
Music. And so everyone, if you have questions or comments for our guests tonight, please post those there. And I think, Charles, we just saw one that popped up, and it says, what inspires your creative process, and how do you translate that into your music?
Wow, good question. Again, the top, I don't want to sound cliche, but this is real talk for me. Love is what drives me. That's what drives me through music. And that's why I get, like I said earlier, Jazzie, is that I want people to embrace the titles of these songs, because they're going to have a meaning. I just don't think of a title and say, well, I'm going to call this. No, it's a thought process in my titles.
Right.
Like the first track we're going to do, It's My Time. I wrote that because guess what? It's my time, you know, and I've been doing this, like you said, over 40 years plus, you know, and so love is really the key for me. It's the key for me in writing, deriving. When music comes to my spirit, you know, I want to feel that energy, but that energy for me is what can I say something or play something where someone can receive love, and even they're going through something, they can feel an uplifting moment. That's what I write.
That's right. And you know what? I love that, Charles. And we need so much more of love today. You know, I think love surpasses everything. And that's what your music does. Well, I'm going to speak for me. And I listen to so much music, and yourself and Wade, and I'll talk to him, you know, later about the music, but that's what we need, more of love. And, you know, we know music is healing, but what does music heal you from?
Wow. Probably I would say the drama of the day, you know, the thing that goes on, the negative stuff that goes on in this world, from racism to just anything negative like that. Music heals that. It heals that for me. And not only as a writer, but as a human. I love other artists, and I love what they do, especially when love is the center of it. It doesn't have to be a gospel song, but long as a beautiful love song, like a song by Luther Vandross and song by other artists like that. Those songs, you know, they touch their heart. So anything that can touch their heart, again, that what helps me a lot.
Yes, you do. I love that. And one more question before we take a short break. You said, where are some of your interesting places you've performed?
Well, for Richmond, I probably did everything was possible in Richmond, from the Moss Auditorium, which is now called the Altria Theater. I did a show at the Richmond Coliseum for a major artist at that time. Back, that was a gospel show. Here in Atlanta, I haven't done too many shows in Atlanta. I've been writing music since I've been here. The only place I performed live at was in Athens, Georgia. It's one of the veterans places like that. I did a couple shows there. Actually, I did a run there for about a month. And I also performed in Athens, Georgia The club is called, I can't think of the name right now, but another club in Athens, Georgia. And so that's basically it. I'm just really been in-house writing music. God had given me so much music.
Wow. I love that. I love that, Charles. And again, ladies and gentlemen, our special guest, Charles Thompson, recording artist, vocalist, and producer. He's going to perform for us a title song, It's My Time. I love this song and so many of his other songs. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back and have this performance from Charles Thompson. Again, I'm Jazzie Kward, and you are watching Artist Talk. Everybody, welcome back to the show. That's the coolest Santa. I agree with you, Chantel. That's the coolest Santa.
I love that track.
I love that too.
No,
I love that.
Yeah,
So,
I love that.
I love that too, Charles. So It's My Time. Before you perform that, what is It's My Time? What is that about?
It's my time. It's those three words speak for itself. It's my time. It's real. There's no long conversation behind it. When I moved to Atlanta, that's what the first song that I wrote, the first CD. It's my time, and I want to present that to this genre that I call smooth jazz vibrations, and so that's where my time came from. It's my time.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish. I'm sorry.
Yep. There's one group here that I did perform for, and I would not be remiss if I don't mention them. The Georgia Nurse Association. I performed for them several times since I've been here live. So I didn't want to forget them.
Okay. So I love that, Charles. So taking away, ladies and gentlemen, here's recording artist Charles Thompson. And this is It's My Time right here on Artist Talk. That's right. People were loving it. Play it, Charles. Ladies and gentlemen.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
That's It's My Time. And also, is that available now, Charles, for people to download?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's on all social media, platforms. It's Amazon Music, you name it, Spotify, anything out there is out there. It's a blue and white. Yeah, It's My Time. It's still available.
It's still available. And so also, I want to ask you this question too. I know you have a project. He has a new project coming out, a gospel project, November the 11th, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And what's the title of that project?
Called the Praise Project 2, because I said it 2 because I wrote the Praise Project 1 when I lived in Richmond, Virginia, and that was in 2010. And I never forgot that I need to, come back and do that, And the title is called the Praise Project 2 / Praise Him. That's the title.
Okay. And also, what is smooth jazz vibration?
Smooth jazz vibration is smooth jazz first, but it also comes with different type of sounds that normally you would not hear in the smooth jazz.
Okay.
That's the difference in it. I'm gonna give you funk because I come from James Brown, okay, Cameo and all these guys. So you're gonna hear some of that in my music. So that's what the vibration is. But the key thing is using different instruments that normally you would not see, that you would not hear in smooth jazz music.
Okay, I love that. And what do you want people to take away from your music, Charles?
Jazzie, you know me, I'm gonna probably say the same thing over and over. Love. Yeah, I can't say love enough. But I want them to receive the love and great vibrations and just be uplifted and happy. I'm not a sad person, so I don't write sad songs, I'm a happy person. And so that's why I want them to really receive love from the music.
I love that. And I know after anything else that's coming up, I know the project November the 11th, anything else we can be looking out for from Charles Thompson?
I think that's the question. Yes, Smooth Jazz number 4 is already finished. It's called the Love Mix. Now, Jazzie, this CD is going to be, it's just going to be hot. That's all I can say. Yeah, it's the love. It's called the Love Mix.
The Love Mix. I already love the title. So I know it's going to be fire, my friend. Do you have a estimate date around it?
Smooth Jazz 4.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really did the mastering side of that yet, so it'll be next year. I know that it will be next year. What I try to do when I release a CD like the Praise Project coming out, I try to give that at least 4 to 5 months out there, and then I'll drop another one then. So next year probably we can say give and take around May or June, something in that genre, in that area right there.
Okay, I love that. And before we let you go, and I know Charles, y'all stick around. He's going to come back and perform also another one of my favorites later on towards the end of the show. But Charles, what's the best advice that you've been given just about life that you can share with us?
For the most part, just believe in who you are, never waver who you are, and trust God. Trust God through the process.
I love that. I love that. Hey, you can't get any better than that. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, Charles Thompson, who is our special guest, recording artist, vocalist, and producer. Charles, thank you so much for coming on the show. I always say this, time always flies when you're having so much fun. So what that means is you have to come back on Artist Talk.
I would do just that. Thank you, Jazz. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome, everybody. Go over to charlesthompsonmusic.com. That's the website. Download some music, share the music with some friends. Also, Charles is going to perform a little bit later in the show. Also, coming up, we're going to take a short little break, and then we're going to have Dr. G with Mind, Body, and Soul. And then our second guest tonight is Wade C. Long, producer, vocalist, and keyboardist. I'm your host, Jazzie K. Ward, and you are watching Artist Talk.
This is jazz bassist Brendan Rothwell. My friend Jazzie Ward hosts the show Artist Talk every Monday evening at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can tune in and watch Jazzie's show on Facebook Live and YouTube. Jazzie is a great supporter of independent artists, and each week you can tune in to hear him chat with one of those artists and also hear the latest and greatest from the smooth and contemporary jazz worlds. It's important to Jazzie that his audience continues to grow, and it's important to the artists that he works with that their audience also continues to grow. So, Facebook Live or YouTube, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time every Monday evening, or hashtag shame on you.
It's time for Health and Wellness Check-In with Dr. Chantel Graham. Tips for the mind, body, and soul.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Mind, Body, and Soul. I'm Jazzie Kward, and of
trying to
course,
get my microphone ready. I was ready to sing back up. I'll make sure my mic ready. Okay.
you can link up with Charles and Wade and Dr. G when they need assistants and background vocal session singers. I think they may call you.
So I got the movement and the motion. I just don't have the voice. So I'm gonna stop right there. I'm just gonna stop right there.
I love it, Dr. G. So
Jazzie, what's going on? So today, the topic we're going to talk about, what everybody wants to hear about, is that good old-fashioned sleep. Sleep, 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 sleep. Now, you know, the purpose of sleep is to what? Is to restore, to rest, to de-stress, to let the body detox naturally. Remember, you detox every night when you go to sleep, okay? So, what is the number one sleep position? Side sleepers, back sleepers, or stomach sleepers?
I'm going to say side sleepers because I always sleep on my side.
Good job. Remember, we sleep 1/3 of our lives away. 60% of people that sleeping, they sleep on their side. Now, here's another question. Is it best to sleep on your left side or your right side?
I don't say both. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Well, it's best to sleep on your left side. Why? Because your heavier organs on your left side. So by laying on the left side, your lighter ones will float to the top as opposed to sleep on your right side. And those heavy organs crushing that right side. So it's best to sleep on your left side. Now remember, sleeping is going to either hinder your lifestyle or it's going to help your lifestyle. Okay. So, you know, there's nights that you make people say, oh, I had a great night rest. I feel so good. Or some days you're like, oh, my back is hurting more than it normally does. So the first thing you want to worry about is, do you have the proper mattress? See, Colleen knows. Colleen be on it, okay? First thing is the proper mattress. Now, remember, sleeping can do a lot of great things for you. So if you are a side sleeper, the benefits of sleeping on your side is that A, it's going to help if you have acid reflux. It helps if you have sleep apnea. If you are a snorer, turn to that side, either side, left side or right side. If you're pregnant, let that belly just plop to the side. If you are older, and if you have back pain, sleep on your side is going to improve that, having that proper spine alignment. Can't talk today. Now, if you are a back sleeper, now let me go back to the side sleeping. One thing that's negative about side sleeping is that it causes wrinkles. So when you put your face to that pillow and that compression, that will cause more wrinkles. Unfortunately, sorry, that's just what it is. So, you know, but if you sleep on your back, the best way to do that is to put a pillow underneath your knees, flatten that back out. It's great for your spine. But if you're a heavier person or a person who has sleep apnea, you don't want to sleep on your back because your mouth is open, your windpipe is open, and you're just going to suck in all that bad air and snore more, unfortunately.
Wow.
And if you sleep on your stomach, you can actually do a little more damage to your spine if you normally have back pain. Because think about it, sleep on your stomach, that stomach sleeps in, that back just kind of dips in more. You got to get that back. So if you prop pillows underneath your stomach, that's help. But also on your stomach, you tend to sleep this way with your head turned to left or right. And that puts a strain on your neck. So you got to want to make sure you sleep on your left side, which is the best. But if you're comfortable and you sleep good, sleep however you want to sleep. Just saying, listen, I don't know what to tell you, okay? But don't forget, if you are a side sleeper or if you sleep on your stomach and your face is to the side, you are going to have more wrinkles.
Ooh,
sorry.
Okay. Sorry, people. Well, that's something new that I learned, Dr. G. Left or right. I don't know. I'm just a wild sleeper. I just sleep all over.
Now, how many hours of sleep do you normally get?
Well, not enough. On an average, I may get 6 hours of sleep.
Well, there's a lot of debate going about that. You should sleep 8 hours. But think about it. If you sleep 8 hours, that's a third of your life. Do you really need to sleep 8 hours? Studies are showing right now the sweet spot is between 5 and 6 hours is ideal sleep.
Okay.
I might sleep 2 hours. I might sleep 5. It depends. I'll sleep standing up. I might fall asleep sitting right here. Listen. You get it in when you get it in, but you should get at least 6 hours of sleep. Remember, when you're resting, your body is restoring, is healing, and you are naturally detoxing when you sleep because everything else is at rest. So get that sleep. Travel pillows sometimes it depends. These travel pillows have gotten a little cute now because you have to stand it when it goes around your neck. Most folks wear the travel pillow wrong. They put it behind their neck. That's not how the travel pillow goes. It shouldn't be going behind your neck. It should be going in front or to the side. It shouldn't go wrap behind your neck. But they have new ones that you could actually prop up more and put on the side. I have to get me one of those because I'm gonna be doing a little more traveling. But yeah, so travel pillows are a good way to do it. But you want to keep that spine aligned. Another good thing too, if you are a side sleeper, try putting a pillow between your knees. Opens up your hip, takes up your back. So that's a great thing. That is a great thing. So get some rest. Drink a lot of water. Okay. If you are snoring and you have sleep apnea, go to the doctor. Do not go to who? Dr. Google. Just because you snore does not mean you have sleep apnea, people. It's a sign of it, but there's more things to it than just snoring.
Right. So check with your physician and your doctor, right, Dr. G?
Go to your physician. Do not go to Dr. Google. And people got to believe when you go to a sleep study, you want to talk to a pulmonologist as well, because if you have sleep apnea, you're not breathing properly. Your lungs are not being treated the way they should be. So it's a pulmonologist. It's not Dr. Google. No Dr. Google.
I love that, Dr. G.
Google, you're going to have everything wrong with you. You're going to have everything from malaria to who else? Who else knows what you're going to have? So now I heard this guy singing in the beginning. I got my collection plate. I put my offering in the collection plate. We do a little gospel. So, everybody pass your little tips around. We do we love the money that jiggles, but we rather have the kind that folds.
I love it. I love it, Dr. G. And let people know the best way to find you. My
website, theapplife.info. Near the Germinators on there. You grab your book. She's right there. Social media, I'm Dr. Shawnee 0730. And I am a real doctor. I also play one on TV.
Right. I love that. And again, also in the OR, make sure you add Charles Thompson and Wade C. Long.
See, I gotta really get into Wade's groove. See, Charles is that kind of person. We want to get them on their way out of the OR. Happy, chipper, go in. I want to calm them down when they go in so they go to sleep faster, sooner.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And so make sure you follow them on their Spotify playlists too.
Yeah. You play gospel anywhere. Everybody needs a little Jesus.
Everybody needs a little Jesus.
A little Jesus every day, all day. And happy Halloween.
And happy Halloween.
Someone asked me, am I dressing up? And I dress up every year. I have the best costume. They said, what are you going to be? I said, a doctor.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Dr. G, can you stick around for the rest of the show?
I am here for it all.
Thank you so much, Dr. G. Pass the collection plate, y'all. Thank you so much, Dr. G. We'll see you a little bit later.
See you soon.
Okay. So, hey, everybody, that was Dr. G, Mind, Body, and Soul. Make sure you follow her also all over social media. Our next guest, ladies and gentlemen, Wade C. Long. He's a vocalist. He's a keyboardist. He's a producer. He has been musically inclined for as long as he said he could remember. He first began to write and produce music for himself and other artists throughout his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. I had no idea Wade Wade was from Cleveland. I'm also from Cincinnati. But later on, his big move to Los Angeles, California. Wade finally released his first LP in 2020. And let me tell y'all, he dropped a new album in January 23, A Long Story, which features collaborations from Trends Jam with Billboard smooth jazz trapper Christian de Mosones, and Celebrate You, which is a song I play each and every Saturday, called Celebrate You, with Heal Saint Soul, with drew a comparison to Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. But he has a new single that's available now. It's all over radio. And it's Have You Ever Been Loved? When I tell y'all, this song is absolutely incredible. But before we bring Wade on, can I play a snippet of that song? Chef, do we have a snippet of Have You Ever Been Loved?
Been loved in a way that makes you say, don't ever wander or stray. Been loved so complete.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's welcome to Artist Talk, vocalist, keyboarder, and producer, Wade C. Long.
What is happening, Jazzie Kward, my brother? How you doing?
I'm good, my brother, Wade C. Long, the incomparable Wade C. Long. It's such an honor to finally have a virtual conversation with you, my friend.
Yes, the honor is all mine. Y'all done had church up in here. Y'all done been to the hospital. I'm talking about some tough acts to follow. Little old me? No about. Gotta talk about this order, Jazzie.
I know, Wade, but I just want to say, again, thank you so much to be able to spend a little bit of time with me on Artist Talk. Long overdue, my friend, as the same as I told Charles, such profound artists. You know, Wade C. Long, love and celebrate you. It makes me want to step, you know what I'm saying? Hey, chef's
step on the code. That's what I'm talking about.
Get you. But hey, that's what your music is electrifying. And I know that's the title of one of your songs, which is, I was listening to your music, and I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit off script, y'all. But when I listened to you, Wade, I thought about, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Fingers. Do you know Mr. Fingers?
I don't know as much as I should about Mr. Fingers. I have heard of Mr. Fingers. Tell me what I'm missing.
Well, when I heard, a lot of times I don't like to do too much comparison between art, but I was like,
understood.
I heard Mr. Fingers, who's been around for quite some time. And then when I listened to your music, I said, that's who Wade. And then when I hear your voice, I think about David Peaston.
The amazing. Now that's a tough, when you say incomparable, the late, great David Peaston.
Right.
I was having a conversation with somebody about one of his songs just a couple of days ago. Of course, I can't think of the name of it now, but yeah, no, he was really, really amazing. So that's high praise. I appreciate that.
I love that. And again, thank you so much. And don't forget to go over to WadeCLongmusic.com. That's Wade's. That's his website. His latest song, Have You Ever Been Loved, which is also unavailable radio across everywhere. And if you haven't been playing it, shame on you. Make sure you share that. And before we get into this conversation, Wade, welcome to the show. And how was your day today? What did you do today?
Well, I am a double career person, so I spend most of the day doing my other career. And then now I get to do my fun career, and
I love that.
Get to sit here and talk with you and chop it up about this music thing. So
okay, I love that way. And same question I asked Charles, when we talk about music, whether it's funk, whether it's gospel, whether it's hip hop, jazz, country, and all that. Why should people care about jazz music or just music in general?
I say music is the expression of life and everything within it, because there is not one topic. Think about it. I'd love to be proven wrong, but There's not one topic that you cannot find a song about. And so
That's true.
I say music is expression of life with everything and everything within it. So music is for everyone, and music helps you process emotions, positive, negative, indifferent. It just helps you
Mhm.
go through life. You know, you
That's right.
want to praise God like you was talking about earlier. Spend time with a special someone. It's a song for it.
That's right. That's right. So, how important, I don't really get into this, too much, but on this journey, when you hear people talk about, first thing they talk about music, you hear a lot of recording artists say, well, don't go into the music. There's no money. It's tough. It's hard business. But what keeps Wade C. Long going and pushing in this industry?
For me, my music has always been an outlet. So um, when I am dealing with life, music is my confidant. It's my friend. It's my lover. It's just
Right.
music is all of that when any of that stuff is not around.
Right.
So that keeps me going. And as long as I have wonderful people like yourself who respond positively to it, it lets me know that I need to keep sharing it as I create it.
Oh yeah, I love that, and I think that's also so important when we talk about music. And I guess Nicole must have read my mind when you talk about
Uh,
emotions, and also when you talk about music. What feelings do you hope your listeners can take away from your
you
songs?
just said it. You just said it. Hope.
Hope.
Um, as I go back to 2020, one of the great pieces of feedback I got from nostalgia is that if you remember, of course, it wasn't that long ago, such a difficult year with the pandemic, racial injustice, with all manner of things, just kind of had everybody in a funk of their own. And what I heard is that my music helped bring fun to a place where it was. And to me, I translate that as hope, because when you're in a pretty messed up spot, it's hard to hope. But when you have some fun added to that, everything seems a little bit more able to deal with. So if someone can leave hearing some of my music and they have some
Mhm.
hope that they didn't have before, I feel like I've done my job.
Oh yes, most definitely. And going back a little bit, tell us, for people that are new to your music and new to Wade C. Long, um, how did your musical journey start for you?
Um, it's, my mom always says she knew I could sing. Probably when I was walking around the house, probably could barely talk. So that's it. Started further back than I can remember. My music
Okay.
journey started. Then I had a grandmother who was a pianist and gave me piano lessons, and then I had another very um, nice lady in the church who paid for some more piano lessons, and then I'm doing choirs and all of this stuff, and then the young ladies start giving you compliments about your voice, and so talent show this, talent show that. So it all kind
Oh,
of catapulted from there.
okay. I love that. I remember watching one of your video, and I don't remember what album this song was on, but I remember one of your videos called She.
Yeah, so she was actually from a version of She went on Nostalgia, but the version that you will be talking about was from my EP back in 2014 called Love Is.
Right.
And when I had an opportunity to film a video um, for that, well, actually, it's funny you mentioned that because I'll be heading off in a couple of weeks to the desert to film the video for Have You Ever Been Loved? But yeah, the video you would be talking about is She. So we had a
It's-
really fun time doing that a few years back.
Yeah. I mean, moving forward to Have You Ever Been Loved, y'all? Let me explain something to you about this song. First of all, I want to ask you, did you write that song?
I did.
Wow. Well, so where does that song come from? Have you ever been loved? Where does that come from?
uh, I guess it came from the question itself. If I'm 100% honest, there was some inspiration behind it. But basically, the question, have you ever been loved, is there pretty much to help people be introspective about. I feel like we use the word love a lot, man. Like we use it a lot.
That's
And
true.
that's cool, but sometimes I think it's overused. And
Right.
so what
That's
I
true.
was doing in that song was trying to say, have you ever been loved? And then describing in some of the lyrics what love means to me. And just saying this is what love is, in my opinion. So have you ever really experienced that? Or are we just saying love based on some feeling that we have that's great, but could, change as soon as they take us off? so so that's where I was coming from with it.
Wow. Hey, I love this. So just like you said, I think we overuse the word love. And to me, it's almost like the same way I think we throw friend around very loosely.
Yeah, same way. We have this vocabulary. I always say English language is beautiful as it is. It's kind of a mud language because
Mhm,
it's made of several other languages. And what happens in those translations is you lose a lot of the original meanings, and
mhm.
a lot of them get kind of watered down. Several words that really mean something end up being one or two words. So I think yeah, I do. I'm gonna have to agree with that. I think we overuse a lot of words.
A lot of words, yeah. And think about going back, and also in your career. I mean, you work with also some other amazing gifted artists. Like, of course, we know Christian Dayton, Sonaz, and
Yeah.
Hill, Saint Soul. So, how did those relationships come about? With you working with those
Actually, Christian, who's one of my really close friends, we actually met in a form not too different from this. We were on a chat room that a radio station had where we were both guests,
artists?
and I was like, "Hey," I was like, because I had been a fan of his already. I was like, "Wait a minute, are you Christian Davidson? Is Christian Davidson?" He was like, "Yeah." Are you Wade C. Long Wade? I was like, "Hold up, you know who I am?" So that kind of came from there, and then we started talking about collabing, and I was really blessed for him to be on Trends Jam, a song I wrote for my nieces
Mhm.
that was on the album that I just had this year, Long Story. And then also I've writing some other stuff with him, and his single that he put out earlier this year. I had opportunity. I was co-wrote that with him.
Okay.
With Hill it was a little bit different. And she'll punch me if I don't correct you with her name. He'll he'll street soul.
Hill
So
Street
that's
Soul. Okay.
yeah, yeah. And she actually has become a real cool friend too.
Okay.
But I'm one of these people. If I want to work with somebody, I just kind of reach out to them, and the worst they can say is no. And
Right.
these were a couple of situations where I wanted to work with these people, and I reached out to them, and they so graciously, said yes. And
Wow.
I reached out to her kind of on a whim, happened to know somebody who happened to know her, and she hit me back and said, I'm in. And that's pretty much where Celebrate You came from.
What celebrate you? So again, I have to go back to the. Did you fully write "Celebrate You"?
I did, and I wrote it. It's funny. I wrote Celebrate You. I wrote the music to that first, and I felt like it needed to be a happy love song. And at the time, that's like the furthest place, far away mentally that I was. And so it was a hard write, but I thought it came out pretty good. And I was like, this needs a woman's touch. Who can really just bless the other half of this song? And that's what I thought about Hill. This is a little different for her, but I said I think she would really do a number to this. And I mean, she did some of her
Oh,
best work, I believe.
well, I want to say I absolutely love the song. I don't know. I'm gonna tell my producer, Chef D, if we have the time, if we could just play a little snippet of that, if we have the time to play that. Uh, what inspired Right Moves, that beat? There was a question.
Right moves. Um, I'll be just clearly transparent. Right moves was written for a young lady that at the time I was really, interested in. I was like, you got the right moves, and the lyrics were birthed out of that pretty easily based on what I was feeling about her.
Wow, I love that. I always want to ask artists when, I can have my own interpretation when I hear songs,
Right,
especially
right.
like, have you ever been loved? So I said, well, what is this, a personal something, life experience that like they've gone through? Because you never know.
It's so funny because the wonderful guitar work on there is done by amazing artist in his own respect, Andres Coca, who just is a killer guitar. I keep trying to get him to put out his own project. He's coming, but not fast enough for my liking. But when I let him hear it, he loved the song, and he said to him, it I shouldn't limit it by it being a love song. It could be talking about God, or it could be talking about the love of a parent to a child, child to a parent. And I'm like, that's great. However, I wrote it about what I wrote it about, but however it comes out to the person that's receiving it, however you can use this for your life, by all means, go ahead and do that. That's what music is for to me.
Right. I love that. So, kind of segment into my next question is like, I can have my own interpretation about this next question, but how does Wade C. Long describe his sound?
Yeah. It's all encompassing. Some people use avant garde. I use cross genre a lot. One of the reasons I appreciate yourself, because you don't color inside the lines. You whatever you feel like fits the format of what you're presenting, you're open
Mhm.
to. And I've always wanted to thank you for that, and for the support that you've given my music, really from my heart. Appreciate it, man. And
Mhm.
there are, several other outlets that I could say that are like that. But for me, I grew up listening to everybody from AC/DC to Andre Crouch. Literally, like that could be in my ear from day to day. And so for me to come up and just do music that is in one lane has always been hard for me. And I think I'm getting to the point now where, as an artist, where I'm trying to do that less and less, and just trying to put out whatever is in there.
Oh yeah, I love that. And you know what? When you mention that way, there's enough room out here for all of us, right? And recording
Yes,
artists,
sir.
there's a lane. Charles Thompson has his lane. Wade C. Long has his lane. And I think if we had again, and I'm gonna use this word, a little bit more love and support, I
Yes,
think
sir.
from artists and working together, I think the world would be a much better place because we need more great music because again it's healing, it's nurturing, it's good for the mind, the body, and the spirit. And that's what I think about your music. uh are there any other artists that's on your list that you would like to work with in the future?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, there are. I mean, so my favorite singer, um, is Amel Larue.
Oh.
And Amel has been, kind of off doing the family thing, I think, for a while, which is great. But I've been trying, um, to hunt her down for quite some time. Hopefully, that happens eventually. But the lovely and talented Layla Hathaway is at the top of the list of people that I would love to collab with. And it's funny that you should ask that. One thing that I'm working on, if you don't mind a brief little plug,
Okay.
is
Sure.
working on a song that's going to be with a bunch of artists. Some of them that you've heard, some of them that have been on this show, even. And I can't really say because they're still in that putting it together thing. But it's a song for suicide awareness and suicide prevention. So it's going to be a bunch of the artists that I've wanted to work with together for a really long time, and hopefully that will be out sometime next year. But there are so many gifted and talented people. If I started naming them, I could never stop. That I would love to work with, at some point.
Okay. I love that. I love that, my brother. And again, ladies and gentlemen, WadeCLongmusic.com is his website, vocalist, keyboardist, and producer. His current release is Have You Ever Been Loved? Make sure it's available. Music is streaming and it's available on all major platforms, wherever music is sold. What's the best place to follow you on social media? Just tell us where you are on social media.
I'm on all the major platforms, and most of them is really simple. It's at Wade C Long, just like it sounds. The @ WADECLONG. On all the major platforms, from YouTube to Facebook to Instagram. To those couple of newbies that's out there that I can't think of right now. TikTok, Twitter, or I'm sorry, X. All of them, I got to get it right. All of them, I'm at Wade C Long, and I always say, if you can't remember, don't go to Dr. Google, as the good doctor was telling us earlier, but you can go to Google and search Wade C Long. I'm really the only Wade C Long out there, so all of my information will come up like that.
Okay, I love it. Before we end, just for someone watching this video goes back, wants to follow and you and Charles's footsteps, what's the best advice you can give them about this industry, Wade?
Make sure your heart is in it, because you will be tested. You'll be tested. It's a lot of blessings in performing and releasing your own music. Blessings that you wouldn't even know of until you get into it. And there's a lot of stressings too, just to be real. There's lots of things that you will come across that will make you want to quit. I used to quit 2 times a day. I've worked my way down to 2 times a week. So I think I'm learning how to handle it a little bit better. But yeah, definitely make sure your heart's in it, or I don't, it's not a good chance of you lasting.
Wow, I love that. And again, ladies and gentlemen, Wade, I want to thank you, my brother, so much for coming on the show.
All mine.
I would love for you to come back on Artist Talk.
Absolutely. You kidding me? I would love to.
I would love for you to come back. And we had some people. I always tell people on the show, if I miss you, it's not purposely. The incomparable Sandra Corelli, she was on here. Starlene Bay, who's also was watching the show. So thank you all. Everyone, again, WadeCLongmusic.com. Hey, my friend Shirley, have you ever been loved? Make sure you ask yourself that question. I want to bring in Charles Thompson back into the show before we leave.
Bringing in a maestro, yeah.
And just, I'm just going to put you, maybe we can have a duet or something with Charles and Wade C Long. Who knows?
We might have to exchange each other's contacts here, see what we might be able to get done.
We can do it, Wade. We can do it.
I'm down for it. Absolutely, brother.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, vocalist, keyboard, and producer Wade C Long, and of course, the incomparable musician and producer himself, Mr. Charles Thompson. They both have projects available. Wherever music is streaming, please go and download these gentlemen' music. It's all about support. Me and Dr. G talk about that. You know how much money we spend? Well, I just know how much as I go to Starbucks and some of these other places. But again, as Dr. G, she says it best. You can have music and these artists' music forever. Music to me never gets old, right? You can go back and listen to some artist music 20, 30, 40 years ago, and it brings so much joy into your life and into your heart. And hey, again, I want to thank you all both. Any last words you gentlemen would like to say? And I'll start with you first, Wayne.
Yeah, just for anybody out there that is feeling some type of way, just remember you are not alone.
I like that. I like that. What about you, Charles?
Well, Jazz, I want to say thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for playing I'm going to speak for Wade too, for playing our music. I'm going to thank you for it. It means a lot to us as artists to be heard. I just want to thank you. And Wade, I'm going to contact you when this goes off about that song you're talking about, the suicide. I'd like to be a part of that project.
I would love to have you. I would love to have you. That would actually be perfect.
I'll contact you when we go off the air, okay?
Appreciate that.
Pleasure meeting you.
And before we go real quick, can we bring Dr. G in for any final words that Dr. G may want to leave us with? And I know Charles is going to take us out of the show with one of my favorite, Strawberry Jazz, and we're going to do that real quick. I know we're over time, y'all, a little bit, but I appreciate each and every one of you that's on this show.
Dr. G, what is this sleep word you were using earlier? I never heard of that before.
Which word? I use
Sleep.
I don't know how to spell that. Talk about going to sleep. I tell them to sleep right here and then be up in 5 minutes and back on the grind. But that song that you have about suicide, I say it all the time. It's okay not to be okay, but what's not okay is not getting help. And that's very, very important. We all go through things. Life is life, and it's just that if you need help, ask for it, because I'm quite sure if you're going through it, somebody else has been through it and can learn from it. So don't be afraid to ask for help. And I'm going to sing on the track. Let me get my mic. Wait a minute. So you want me to, Oh, I'm always ready. I'm ready to sing. Somebody back up somewhere.
All right.
Well, again, Dr. G, Dr. Chantel Graham, thank you so much. Again, Wade C. Long and also Charles Thompson, thank you all both. Again, I'm Jazzie K. Ward. Don't forget to follow me at K. Ward Radio on my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, like it. KWardRadio.com is my website as well. And again, if you don't follow any of these people here in this box, Dr. G, Wade C. Long, Charles Thompson, shame on you. Shame on you. And Charles Thompson, you're going to take us out with a little bit of Strawberry Jazz, right?
I'm ready.
Okay,
I'm
again.
I'm ready too. Let's go.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you all have a good evening. Make sure you take care of yourself and always be kind to others. We'll see you next time.
Come on, y'all, like this. So sweet, yeah. Listen, strawberry jazz, strawberry jazz, strawberry jazz, strawberry jazz. Play. That's for you, Wade. Play, yeah. Listen. It's the music that soothes your body, mind, and soul. Good music, conversation music, and soft, sexy dancing music. Strawberry jazz, strawberry jazz, strawberry jazz, strawberry jazz, play it for me. Yes. Play it for me. My.
I love it. I love it. What are my many favorites from Charles Thompson, a little bit of a strawberry jazz. I love strawberries. I love jazz. What a great mixture. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Charles Thompson, Wade C. Long, Dr. G, Dr. Chantel Graham. I'm your host, Jazzie K. Ward. Thank you all so much. And Wade and Charles and Dr. G, can you stick around for me?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good night. Let's see. And Chef D is going to take us out. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much. Hey, Nicole. Stick around. You never know who's going to be on Artist Talk next week. And we'll see you very soon.
Artist Talk. It's the Jazzie K. Ward coming at ya.